Greetings, peace and blessings. Happy Wednesday, you all. Let me see how this is working for me. Anyway, so this afternoon I am been in a really interesting space. So today is Wednesday, and Wednesday is governed by Mercury. And Mercury is the planet that governs our perceived reality, how we think. It also, I'm looking for my stand. I want another stand. It also is the planet that governs, it's how we think, it's how we perceive reality. And, oh gosh, the thing that's so important about this stuff, because we really are coming out of an old way of thinking and being. And in doing so, I have discovered that I need to understand how reality is supposed to work so that I can understand how things really function. This is why our addiction to the Western ways of being and notions and fairy tales and all that sort of stuff has programmed us into ways of being that really have us out of alignment with the laws of nature and how things work. And so perception is key. Perception is the key to all this shit, right? So Mercury is the planet that rules Mercury and how we perceive things. It's like, our psyches are imprinted by our family structures, our karma, like that's what and so we live out these patterns, right? And the patterns are fueled through the light of the sun, and then we perceive them, right? So it's like you have a feeling in your body, and then sooner or later, okay, here's a story. Here's a good way to talk about it. There's a scene in the Matrix. There's a scene in the Matrix. I think it's the Matrix, the second episode of the Matrix, and they are Neo and Morpheus and Trinity have gone to see the Milwaukee, whatever his name is. He's like the Milwaukee, and I can't think of how they really say it, but he's the Frenchman he has a tie and he wears really like beautiful suits. And he says they're trying to get him to do something. And he uses this metaphor where he sends a piece of chocolate cake to this very beautiful woman. And he's telling a story how he coated the chocolate cake with something that would trigger a feeling in her that she would then be subject to. She would be subject to this feeling because the feeling would generate something in her body that her mind would then catch on to, and then it would run her, right? So this is how we live our lives. We literally are run by these internal feelings that our mind catches on to, that we then create stories, narratives, choices, ways of being, and experiences. This is Mercury. This is perception. And when we can take full responsibility of our perception, and it is not for the faint of heart. Like, you really have to learn. When I tell you guys, I study this stuff so that I can learn how to feel it in my own life and begin to reprogram myself out of old ways of beings and patterns. So literally, sometimes you will find yourself, you'll be in an experience and you don't like it. Like, say you get a job and you're like, okay, I love this job. And then you're working it and you start to have it's like, oh, every job I have, I start to feel like this. I start to hate it. Oh my God, here it comes again. And then you go through a cycle of hating the job and then getting another job, or you could call it a relationship. Maybe it's your weight, your everything, but the patterns over and over and over again. So the work is to begin to find out what has ignited that pattern. What is the what's the impetus of it? Where did that fucking pattern come from? Right? So when you get clear about that, you feel it. Oh, this pattern, right? This pattern. Oh, it's in there. And now I'm going to, rather than do the thing that I always do, I'm going to do something else. Your perception has caught the core, your perception, and then you can shift it. You shift the perception, and then you have another experience. You never have that old experience again. You're done with that. Right? Okay, great. So today is a Mercury day. Mercury governs our perception, our ability to take that feeling and then create a story and create a new reality. And what we're doing right now is creating new perceptions. We really want to begin to break out of the old patterns, the old ways of being. And Mercury is tricky because Mercury is not, there's no morality in Mercury. Mercury is like, okay, we're going to do, okay. Mercury is not, it's the mind, right? So it's the trickster. Like I said, in the Matrix, it's the Machiavellian or whatever. If somebody can spell his name or whatever, that's fine. But it's just information. It's just information. It's not about, it don't care about how you feel. It don't care about any of that. It's just information. So you really want to begin while Mercury is in Virgo, and it's in Virgo at the 12th degree. And the 12th degree is creativity. And so today the degree is really the stories you're telling yourself. Really, it's like question your stories, question them. I have lately been really questioning, why do I think this? Why every thought that I have, I'm like, let me see one that I've been questioning lately. I've been really questioning how I show up in relationships, right? I was talking yesterday about how I tend to be, okay, I'm sorry. I tend to go along to get along. I tend to do a lot of going along to get along. And I do it because it's easy. I do it because I'm lazy. I do it because I don't want to ruffle feathers. I do it because I'm bored. I do it. So I'm working on like, well, why am I doing this? Do I want to do this? Does this feel good to me? What do I really want? And am I willing to break the pattern? Am I willing to say, well, to myself, well, rather than that, how about you do this? Or rather, like at the deepest level that I can, at the deepest level that it's available to me. And so that's a reprogramming of the brain synapses, right? So I want to really reprogram the way I think, the way and so what that has required is I've been in a lot of solitude. I'm not spending time out, and when I'm out, I'm paying attention to how I feel, and it also requires, like I said, I turn off the narratives, right? The collective narratives. I don't listen to them much because they activate fear. They activate the collective narratives, activate scarcity, fear, depression, sadness, hopelessness. So turn those motherfuckers off, right? None of that. And if I need to listen to it, if I need to know something, I ask Spirit. I'm like, okay, Spirit, tell me what it is I am in need of right now. Like, is there any information that I'm missing right now? Is there anything that needs my attention? And if it is, it'll come to me. I trust it. It'll come to me. And so that's that. And then the moon is in Capricorn, and the Capricorn moon is, so the moon in Capricorn, I didn't even look at the aspects, but the moon in Capricorn means that the moon is about to come into a conjunction with Pluto. So this is really a time to be letting things go. And it's, the root of it is because the sun is in Leo. The sun is in Leo. So think about, to get to the depths of this, right? Leo is the heart, it's romance. So you can look at if there are any areas in your life where you are, where your heart isn't open, where you are in old stories, old scenarios, around romance and relating, and it's just about what else is available to you in that area, right? But it's a way to sort of get clear about where the energy is for you. Where are you in this? Where are you in the experience of yourself with romantic experiences, creativity? Where are you with those things? Question those things, and if you question those things, you will new possibilities will open up to you, right? So just question yourself. The Capricorn Moon, it's like, because something will be released. This is a time where we are, as we move into the full moon in Aquarius. For me, the thing that I'm very aware of right now is doing the most that I can, gently, softly, lightly, to just let go of ways of being that don't matter anymore. Because Aquarius means that liberation, right? You want to liberate yourself, and liberation will buoy you. It'll inspire you, right? It's like freedom. This is what the overwhelming energy for this month is freedom and liberation and innovation, right? That's the core of this stuff, right? But the thing is, we have Saturn in Aquarius and we have Jupiter in Aquarius. So these energies are pretty intense. They're pretty they're showing up in your life in real ways. Like, things just don't feel right anymore. Things are just more challenging. Hold on one second. Things are just more challenging to like the old ways are just coming undone, right? So whatever those old ways are, just be gentle with yourself and pay attention. Okay, so I'm going to just read a poem. I just feel like, why not today? I'm going to just pick one. I hope it's good. Ooh, what is it? I love this book. And you guys, The Gift by Hafiz. The Gift by Hafiz. And the poem is The Great Work. Oh, The Great Work. Okay. Love is the great work. Though every heart is first an apprentice, the slaves beneath the city of light, this wondrous trade, this magnificent throne your soul is destined for. You should not have to think much about it. It is not clear. An apprentice needs a teacher who himself has charmed the universe to reveal its wonders inside his cup. Happiness is the great work, though every heart must first become a student to one who really knows about love. That was great, right? That was random. I picked that up, right? I love that. I'm going to read it again. The great work. Love is the great work. Though every heart is first an apprentice, the slaves beneath the city of lights, the wondrous trade, this magnificent throne your soul is destined for. You should not have to think much about it. Is it not clear? An apprentice needs a teacher who himself has charmed the universe to reveal its wonders inside his cup. Happiness is the great work, though every heart must first become a student to one who really knows about love. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Have a really wonderful Wednesday. I will be with you guys again tomorrow. I love y'all. Bye-bye.